Hello and welcome to Elevated Mindset. If you have been putting things off, telling yourself you will get to it later, waiting for the perfect moment that never seems to arrive, I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now. Because in the next 2 minutes, I am going to hand you a tool so devastatingly simple that it feels almost insulting, until you realize it has been quietly powering the routines of some of the most productive people on the planet. And the best part? You can use it before this video is even over. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many tabs do you have open right now that you told yourself you would get back to? How many emails are sitting in your inbox marked as unread because reading them feels like committing to doing something about them? How many ideas have you had that are still sitting in your head because starting felt too heavy? That is not laziness. That is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, avoiding perceived effort. And understanding that one thing changes everything. Here is what nobody tells you about procrastination. It is not a time management problem. It's an emotional regulation problem. Research in behavioral psychology consistently shows that people delay tasks not because they are bad at managing time, but because starting a task triggers a mild but real discomfort response in the brain. Your nervous system registers the task as a low-level threat, and your brain instinctively pulls away from it. So you check your phone. You reorganize your desk. You make another cup of coffee. You are not being weak, you are being human. But here is the thing. That biological pull can be outsmarted, and that is exactly what the 2-minute rule does. The rule is stupidly simple. If a task takes 2 minutes or less to complete, do it now. Not later, not after lunch, not when you feel ready. Right now, in this moment. That is the whole rule. But before you roll your eyes and click away, thinking you already knew this, I want you to stay with me. Because what makes this powerful is not the rule itself. It is the psychology underneath it, and most people completely miss it. David Allen, the productivity strategist behind the Getting Things Done system, popularized this concept decades ago. But what has happened since is fascinating. Behavioral scientists have studied why it works at such a deep neurological level, and what they found is that the 2-minute rule does something extraordinary. It does not just help you complete small tasks, it actually rewires the way your brain perceives action itself. Here is the mechanism. Every time you tell yourself you will do something later and then do not do it, your brain logs that as a small failure. It builds what psychologists sometimes call a growing debt of incomplete intentions. Over time, these incomplete loops drain your mental energy, clutter your cognitive workspace, and ironically make it harder to focus on the big things you actually want to accomplish. Your brain is spending background processing power on all those unfinished loops, like having 50 apps running in the background on your phone, draining the battery without you even realizing it. When you apply the 2-minute rule and close those loops immediately, you are not just getting small things done. You are freeing up mental bandwidth. You are sending your brain a signal that you are someone who follows through. And that signal compounds over time into something remarkable. A stronger identity as a person who takes action. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. And this is the part that most productivity content never talks about. The 2-minute rule is not just about tasks that are naturally short. It is a gateway. See, the biggest lie procrastination tells you is that you need to be ready before you start. You need to feel motivated. You need to be in the right headspace. But neuroscience tells us the opposite is true. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you commit to just 2 minutes on a task, just 2 minutes, you bypass the brain's resistance mechanism entirely. You are not committing to finishing the project. You are not committing to writing the whole report. You are just saying, I will do this one tiny thing right now. And what happens almost every single time is that you keep going, because starting is the hardest part. Once your brain is in motion, momentum takes over. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Our minds are naturally driven to complete things we have already started. The 2-minute rule hijacks that drive on purpose. Think about the highest performers you know or follow. The athletes, entrepreneurs, creators, executives. Ask any of them about their morning routines and you will find a pattern. They do not wait for inspiration. They do not spend time debating whether they feel like doing something. They act immediately on small things and use that momentum to fuel the larger work. The 2-minute rule is not just a productivity hack, It is a mindset operating system that those people have either intentionally installed or accidentally discovered. And I want to be real with you for a second, this is not magic. It will not cure deep-rooted burnout or solve a systemic problem with how you have designed your work or life. But if you are the person who lets emails pile up, who keeps pushing back that one important call, who starts the week with great intentions and ends it frustrated, this is the intervention you have been looking for. So here is how to actually implement this starting today, not someday. First, the next time a task lands in your brain or in your inbox or on your desk, ask yourself one question immediately. Can I finish this in 2 minutes or less? If yes, do it right then. Reply to that message. Schedule that appointment. Fill out that form. Make that quick decision. Close the loop. Do not add it to a list. Do not park it for later. Handle it now. Second, when you encounter a bigger task that feels overwhelming, and this is where the rule evolves beyond its original form, give yourself permission to do just the first 2 minutes of it. Open the document and write one sentence. Pull up the spreadsheet and fill in one row. Send the first message in an outreach campaign. 2 minutes, that is all you are agreeing to, and watch what happens. More often than not, you will not stop at 2 minutes. The friction was never in the doing. It was always in the starting. Third, at the end of each day, do a 2-minute sweep. Look at everything left on your plate and ask, what here can I close right now in 2 minutes? You will be shocked by how many loose ends you can tie up in under 10 minutes total, and how much lighter you feel going into the next morning knowing your mental desktop is clean. Here is your reality check moment. The people who consistently outperform, who seem to always be ahead, always making progress, always building something, they are not smarter than you. They are not working longer hours than you in most cases. They have simply gotten ruthless about eliminating the gap between intention and action. The 2-minute rule is one of the most powerful tools ever documented for closing that gap, and you have had access to it this whole time. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not a massive secret strategy. It is 1,000 tiny decisions, made quickly, acted on immediately. Every 2-minute task you handle today instead of deferring is one less mental anchor dragging you down tomorrow. One less reason to feel overwhelmed. One more piece of evidence that you are the kind of person who gets things done. So here is your challenge. Right now, before this video ends, think of one thing you have been putting off that takes 2 minutes or less. One thing. Go handle it. Come back if you want, but go handle it first, because that is exactly how it starts. Not with a massive transformation, not with a perfect plan, with 2 minutes. Right now, let it begin. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Don't forget to like and share this video with friends who might benefit from these strategies. Drop a comment below, letting us know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.